Hello and welcome back to another vlog.
We're in Montenegro.
We are in Montenegro today. We're in Kotor, at the head of the Bay of Kotor, and it's absolutely beautiful. The grass is green, the sun is shining, the palm trees are swaying. It looks like a tropical paradise, but it is only about 40 degrees out here
cold.
and
Yes,
very, very windy. So it is a cold day. I hope we're able to get a good bit of this footage. I know that the wind is going to mess up the audio in a lot of it, so some of this might just be footage with no audio on it and some music. I don't know what it's going to turn out like, but we're here, we're going to show you what it's like, and we're going to have a great day.
Best.
That's right.
We'll do our best.
Kotor is really cool. It is a maze of little alleys and lanes and stuff. It's not very good for, you know, picking out a direction, just walking. You just kind of want to go in the city and get lost and just keep walking any direction until you see something you like, whether it's a restaurant or a shop or anything. Really cute old town here.
Swarmed. Our food got here and we keep moving them away. There's another one back there. There's another one there behind Julie. You. And then this one over here on this chair, which this one's been the best one. This deserves a piece of shrimp because it hasn't been bothering us.
There's one running around behind you back here.
Another one behind me?
Yeah, I don't know if you already showed him.
Oh, no.
He just went under the plastic here.
Yeah. Any others? Any others up for anything? There you go, babe.
He just wants to be rubbed.
Just in case he wants a snack, you know?
Watch this one playing with that piece of bread that Julie gave it. It's crazy. Oh, now you're gonna play with the food.
I have got nothing.
Over here.
Gosh.
Oh, he's eating his piece of bread.
He's gonna play with it like that one.
Some of the lanes in this city are so narrow.
Yeah.
This is how you get around, and maps aren't so good down here because you can't get a good signal, and some maps have different names on the different squares and stuff, so it's not even really good for getting around anyway. It's just a great city for wandering and seeing what you find. Oh, I just saw something cool. There's some ship anchors over here.
I think that's where we started.
No, this isn't even where we started, girl. We're just wandering around.
I know, Julie, I'm so turned around. I don't even know where we are.
A little lost now.
I was saying, it reminds me a lot of Venice.
Oh yeah, it
Like
does.
when we were in Venice, it's like a lot of like, it's like a maze. Like
Yeah.
you don't really know where you're going. You're just kind of, you don't know what's
Little
around every
alleys
corner.
and- yep.
Yeah, all little alleys.
Yeah, Venice was really cool for that because we could like just walk and just be like, oh, there's a cool restaurant or a cool
Yeah.
shop. You just drop in. You never know what you're about to see.
I've got the music from like Pirates of the Caribbean playing in my head.
Yeah, this spot's cool because it's got like the ship stuff, and then you got like the palm trees, the black
Yeah.
railing, even the bars on the windows looks just like the Pirates of the Caribbean. Right after Megan was saying that this reminded her of Venice, we popped into that shop and we noticed the carnival mask that they had there, and the lady said, we have a carnival here every year. And we said, oh, like Venice? She said, well, exactly like Venice, because we're actually heavily influenced by Venice here in Kotor. And I said, oh, wait a minute, were you like under Venetian occupation? She said, yeah, from the 14th to the 18th century, this was occupied, and you know, controlled by Venice, and so that really influenced a lot of their architecture and a lot of their culture and everything. And so that makes complete sense that it feels a lot like Venice to us because of that history that's there.
Also wanted to show you guys, we got an ornament at the shop. It says Montenegro. We have been picking up some ornaments as we've been traveling, not all the countries we've been through, but when we get home, we'll definitely end up like ordering some. But
yeah, whatever we're missing, we can order.
Yeah, I just so happened to see this one and I was like, oh, I really like that, so picked it up.
So my family picks on me a lot because I take a lot of pictures of this Land Rover in really cool places when we go. But I mean, am I crazy, or does it just look really good with these backgrounds? I mean, it's just a good looking Land Rover, y'all. I love that thing. So now that we're back in the car, let me tell y'all a crazy story. So each time you go across the border, if you're doing it like us and you've got a vehicle, you have to show them your import documents, obviously your driver's license, passports, all this stuff. I have a whole folder of information I have to hand over each time. Now, we have an insurance policy that covers us in most countries over here, but there are a few countries that don't. And at those countries, they know that they're not covered on most, so they sell the insurance policy at the border. It's like $15 to $30 or so. It's not a big deal. So when we got to Montenegro yesterday, we get to the border and he said, okay, your insurance doesn't cover you here, so you have to buy it. I said, no problem. He said, park right there, walk to the window, and you'll be good to go. So I did. I go up to the window, I hand them all my documents, and she said it'll be 15 euros. And I looked, I was like, okay, you take a card? And she said, no card, only cash. And I'm like, only cash? Like, this is a government office. It's the border crossing, whatever you call it, border patrol. Yeah, border control of Montenegro. And you only accept cash. So she said, only cash, just euros.
And also, there was another guy there, and he was like, Americans, no cash?
Yeah,
like,
he was
like
the
he expected us
he was the border guard.
Have cash.
She called him over because she's like, he doesn't have any cash. What are we supposed to do? And he looked at me. He was like, kind of jokingly, but he was also like a really stern kind of guy too. And he's like, oh, Americans, you don't have cash. And I said, yeah, Americans use a card everywhere. We don't, you know, and you know, if you're watching this and you're an American, it is extremely rare that you need cash. You might use cash if you want, but to actually need it is very rare. Almost everywhere. I mean, if someone comes to your door selling something, they accept a card. You don't write it on their phone.
Yeah, they've got a square thing on their phone. You can just...
It's so common. But here I am at this government agency, and they don't accept any card, only euros. And so I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't have it, you know? And I usually do carry euros, but just at this moment, I did it.
Well, we had actually had euros, but we stopped at a gas station and we got some things, and even there we tried to pay with a card and they were like, no, just cash only.
And we had been driving in Greece the day before, and in Greece they stop you about every 2 miles on the interstate, it feels like, to charge you anywhere from $5 to $15 toll. Like, I mean, it is just constantly. And so I'm just passing euros out the window all day and didn't have any left.
And that's the only country we've been through that has that many tolls.
Yeah.
But worth it. Totally go to Greece, drive through Greece, just expect tolls.
Yeah.
You know?
So back to the story. I said, what am I supposed to do? He said, well, you go on in. I'm going to hold your passport here. You go on into Montenegro and you'll go to a gas station. It's about 5 minutes away, 5 to 10 minutes away. I said, okay. So we go there. They said, we don't have an ATM, but there's one in town. If you go to this restaurant, like a hotel and restaurant, it's about another 10 or 15 minutes. So we drive all the way there. Get there, they're like, we don't have one. So I start going door to door. They've got casinos in this town, restaurants, hotels, supermarkets, all this stuff. I'm going in everywhere. No one has an ATM. No one will even let me get cash back. I'm like, what if I just buy something? Can I get cash back? No, we don't do that here. They either only take cash, or if they do take a card, you can't get cash back, and there's nowhere to get cash. And so I said, well, where do I get cash? And they said, you go to the next town, but it's like 30 minutes away, like further in. So now we'd be an hour from the border.
And the guys,
we have to get cash and then turn around and come all the way back out.
The guys at the border have been holding Justin's passport. Yeah, so that's a little scary. You don't want to like leave your passport for too long in a country where, you know, you're technically not supposed to be yet. So
I said, you know what? It would be quicker for us to go back to Albania. I'll go back to the border, get my passport, do a border crossing back to Albania, get cash in Albania, come back to the border, then do the border crossing again. That would be faster. So I go back And I said, you know what, let me try one last thing. In our bag that we carry around, we always carry our bag, you know, we keep our passports and stuff handy. And I've got just random currency in there from, you know, you have a little bit left over when you leave a country or something. So I've got stuff, I mean, just from all over the place. And so I go up there with a handful of like cash, random bills and denominations and stuff. I said, what can we do? Like, I have lots of cash. I just don't have euros on me. Is there anything else? And so they talked and talked and talked, and I went from one office to the other. And finally this guy was like, what, let me see what you have. And I laid it out, and I told him, I was like, I don't care, which he didn't even speak English, but I was telling him, I don't care if you give me change back. I don't care if it's the exact amount. It doesn't matter. Take what you need out of this. And he ended up taking it. He took the 20 Swiss francs and gave me 15 euros. I don't know what the exact exchange rate was. I really didn't care. I was just glad to have our 15 euros, and we were able to hit the road. And
which is so funny because we weren't even planning to go to Switzerland
No.
on this trip because we've done it before. So we were going to try to see places that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But Justin just randomly brought the Swiss francs. And
when we were packing
we
up to
needed
come
them.
on this trip, I saw like Swiss francs, because usually on my dresser I have like just some random currency, you know, in a box. And I was like, let me just take that stuff with us, because better chance of using it in Europe than here, because we went to Switzerland like a year ago and it paid off. I'm glad we had it.
It feels like a year ago, but it was this summer. This
was
past
it?
summer. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I guess it wasn't that long. Maybe it was back in July.
We've
Yeah,
been-
so 6-7 months, something like that.
We've been
Wow.
living life in the fast lane,
Yeah.
experiencing things like
Yeah,
super
really
fast.
quick.
So it seems like, wow, that seems like it was so long ago because you're
A
experiencing
lot has happened
so
between then
much.
and now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got it done. We got our insurance, and we're in Montenegro.
I'm really struggling with this. The heights.
We didn't even tell them what we're doing. We're
No.
driving way up to the top. I don't know if y'all can see me right now. It's
No,
so
it's
bright.
super bright up here.
So we're driving up to the top of the mountain to take in the best view of Kotor, where you can see all around. And I swear, by the time we get up there, I think we're going to be able to see the entire country of Montenegro, because we've been driving for almost 30 minutes now. We've been driving for 20 minutes and we still got 10 minutes left.
And I think me and Ross are going to be dehydrated because our hands are sweating so bad.
It's just like switchback after switchback after switchback, and it's technically a 2-lane road, but it's only 1 lane. So when you do come up to somebody, I mean, it's like inches on either side. You got rocks on one side and a rock guardrail, if you want to call it that. It's crumbling in most places. On the other side, it's not a road for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a European 2-way road, which means it's 1 way and then you just figure out how to get around each other.
Yeah.
But, my hands are sweating. So we made it to the top. Trying to show you guys what we just did. Look at all those zigzags.
Just these switchback, that was on one section of it.
Oh my gosh.
And then we came from, let's see, we had all these switchbacks here, these switchbacks here, and these switchbacks here leading down to town. All the way down there. I don't know how many thousands of feet up we are, but y'all, I mean, we're on top of the world right here. The sun is super, super bright up here and right in my eyes, but my goodness, we have got a major, incredible view. The place we were coming up here to, they sell like wine and coffee and some snacks and stuff. They're actually closed right now, I guess because it's the off season. That's unfortunate. I think Megan probably needed a glass of wine.
I definitely needed a
She
glass
needed
of
something,
wine
little
after that.
something,
That was-
but this place is amazing. Let me flip you around and show you the view. So see how far, my goodness, how far can we see?
Oh my God.
Are you cold?
I'm cold and scared.
She's afraid because we're right here on this ledge. But gosh, y'all, like that's Kotor where we were earlier, all the way down there at the bottom, and then we're staying in, we're staying in Mua, which is over here on this side. But you can see all the way out to, what would that be, the Adriatic Sea, if the sun wasn't so bright. It's too bright. I'm having trouble showing you because it's so bright, but gosh, so cool. Such a cool place.
I see our Airbnb.
You can see our Airbnb from here.
Yeah.
Well, you probably can. You probably just can't actually pick. So the camera battery just died, so I'm going to go ahead and close this vlog out on my phone. What a day it's been. What an amazing bunch of views we have had today. Seeing this city was really cool. We've had an awesome time here in Montenegro. We honestly wish we had more time to spend here. This place is just so cool. Like, there's just so much to see and do, so much food, great people, everything. Montenegro seems like a great place, and I'm sure that we are going to be back. Woo, that breeze is cold. I'm sure that we're going to be back here. I think tomorrow we might actually try to take a little day trip over to Dubrovnik, but then after that we're going to be moving on to Bosnia. That'll be our next major stop of the trip. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and we will see you guys in the next one.